Hey guys, we are in the basement. Today we're going to talk about a game that was released in 1984 by Konami. Now this game is a sequel to a game that Konami released in 1983. Now this is a sports game known as Hyper Sports. In the rest of the world they called it Hyper Olympics 1984, and this is the sequel to Track and Field. Now Konami actually sold this game as a kit to convert track and fields to Hyper Sports, and the kit basically was a PCB with the artwork. Now the PCB is directly compatible with track and field. It's the same pinout on the harness. You can just unplug the track and field PCB and plug in Hyper Sports, and bam, you've got Hyper Sports. And Konami also made a dedicated version of this game, which kind of basically had this kind of same shaped cabinet, but it was orange in color and obviously had different artwork, and the kit had that artwork too. But anyway, track and field, that was an Olympic game with Olympic type events. You basically had in track and field, there was like the 100-meter dash and the hurdles and the high jump and all that good stuff. And Hyper Sports is basically more of that. There's 7 new events, and the events in this one are it's like weightlifting. There's archery. There's shooting. There's like this horse jump thing. There's pole vaulting. So it's more Olympic type events, and really, it's great. It's an awesome sequel. And really, if you have a track and field cabinet, you gotta get yourself a Hyper Sports PCB. And actually, after the video, after I show you guys how the game plays, I'll show you in the back how I have it kind of hooked up. I actually plan on getting a Mike's Arcade JAMMA switcher, so I can switch between the two PCBs and kind of have Hyper Sports and track and field in the same cabinet at the same time, and you can just switch with the push of a button. Anyway, I tell you what, why don't I set up the tripod and show you guys how Hyper Sports plays. Okay, we have the tripod set up now. Let me show you guys kind of the controls here. The controls are actually exactly the same as track and field, obviously. On the upright cabinet, there's 2 sets of controls, so you can play up to 4 players, but on some of the events, like particularly the swimming event, if you had a cocktail table, because the cocktail version actually has 4 sets of controls. So like on swimming, all 4 players can race against each other at the same time. But with the upright, you can only have up to 2 players competing on those type of events at the same time. So you've got basically 2 sets of controls for 2 players on the upright. Each player gets 2 run buttons, and then this kind of like jump or go button. Okay, so I have the game set on free play, and I also want to tell you guys ahead of time, I actually have this set on the easiest of settings, because I just got this board yesterday, and I kind of suck at the game. The game's kind of hard. It's funny though, I look back at my track and field video. If I were to redo that video today, I would be I'm so great at that game now. And so Hyper Sports, same thing. There's a bit of a learning curve with this game, and I just got it yesterday, and I'm not doing that great right now. So, all right, anyway, so wants to put our initials in, which is very important in this game because it keeps scores right there for every single event. All right, so this is the swimming deal here. And basically I want to tap the run buttons as fast as I can, and when the character says breathe, I gotta press the breathe button, and you gotta do it with good timing, otherwise the guy will stop. And I'm doing pretty decent here. Alright. So again, I have it on the easy settings, so to qualify I only needed 2 minutes. Alright, this is ski shooting. You know what's interesting about this one is that I had track and field for the NES, and this game was on there. And I realize now, 20 years later, that track and field on the NES was actually a combination of Hyper Sports and track and field. Because a lot of the events that are on Hyper Sports are on the NES version of track and field. So they basically took the 2 games and combined them and just called it track and field. Kind of weird, actually. I never knew that till like yesterday. I really like the ski shooting one, and if I get lucky here, I'll show you guys kind of the bonus thing. Oh, I fucking missed that. So that little bird thing comes out at the end, and if you get it with the left shot, you'll get a chance to get like this huge bonus. And if you don't get that bird with the left shot, then you don't get that chance. Because it kind of appears that you can only get so many points on this level, and it's actually not true at all. This level's actually pretty deep. And then if once you kill that bird, See, it says up here A1. It goes to like B1 or whatever it is. It's a different pattern. Okay, so this is like the horse jump thing. And you just press the run button one time. And you want to spring, and then wait, and then spring again. And you want to land on your feet. And I've got it set to easy, which is only, I need an 8.6. If I had this set to normal, the qualify is 9.1. Actually, I don't even need a run on this one. Can we get one more? Ah. I like the little, like, Flintstone toe noise. One more. So I think the best I've ever done this is like 9.25. Alright, so the next event, now you get this commendation. I actually don't understand what the point of this is. Because after the horse, it like interrupts here and just says commendation. Alright, this is archery. So right away here, we gotta select what the wind is. Oh shit, it's down 6. That's gonna hurt. So we're gonna have to throw a little earlier. Maybe not. You want to get the angle here to be about 5 degrees. I actually find this to be one of the harder events, especially when you have it set on normal. Oh, I better qualify on this. Didn't. So on the easy setting, you need 2,400 points. I only got 1,800 that time, so let's see if we can do a little better. So I guess I want to be a little bit late on this throw because... Alright, so I got a bullseye there. That was good. And basically when you press the button, the angle thing starts going. And you gotta let go when it's around 5 degrees. Come on, just give it to me. Oh.
2,320.
Alright, we need to do it this time. I kinda got screwed at the wind. That was 5 degrees perfectly there. That was a bullseye. 400, that's good. 60. Oh, come on. Alright, we qualified, thank God. Alright, so the next event is the triple jump, and this is actually my worst event. So hopefully we'll qualify here. And I think we did. Awesome. So I got it set to easy, so you only need to get 12 meters. I actually got 1654 up there. So this one's a lot like the long jump, except you gotta do it 3 times. So it's like, and the timing's a little weird because you gotta wait for the guy to kind of step forward after he lands. Ah, and I waited too long there. That's okay, we qualified. We move on to weightlifting. Now, on the easy setting, we only need to do 150 kilograms. So I'm just gonna do the easiest. Let's just do it. Now this one, basically, we're gonna press the run buttons as fast as we can to lift the weights. And then when they flash, oh, come on, press the jump button. And now we gotta hold it, and then he throws it down, bam. And we qualified. But we only did 150 kilograms. It actually gets pretty hard. So why don't we do a little harder one? Let's do 165. And as soon as it flashes, press up. Come on, get up. Wow, I suck. I gotta hold it, hold it, hold it. I like the little guy. He looks like the other guys in the game, but he's all like pumped up. Okay, now this is a problem though. Pole vaulting, I have yet to pass this. This is actually the last event, and I can't do it. So you don't have to tap. Oh, damn it. I don't know how to do this one. You know, I was really hesitant to do this video today because I haven't spent a lot of time with the game. And I haven't quite figured out pole vaulting. And I'm way too late. It took me a while to figure out the high jump on track and field, so it's going to be probably a similar learning curve. Let go, clear, come on. Anyway, there you have it. That's Hypersports. At least we got through all the events. It's a great game. I mean, if you've got track and field, you need this game. Anyway, there you have it. That was Hypersports. Let me guys kind of show you how it looks in the back with the PCBs there. We'll go back here into the ugly mess of the basement. And I actually have the back door off right here on track and field. So on the left here is my track and field board right there. And then what I did is I mounted the Hypersports on the right. Now, this cabinet was wired JAMMA because someone converted this to a Clax at some point. And me and my buddy Mark converted it back to a track and field. But because we didn't have the original wiring harness, and because he didn't, so he went out and bought a JAMMA harness, which was actually a very smart thing to do because Bob Roberts sells a track and field to JAMMA adapter. So if you wire this cabinet JAMMA and you get this adapter, then everything will work. And this is actually going to help me out because I want to get one of those JAMMA switchers Mike's Arcade sells, which basically allows me to switch between two different boards by just pressing the 1 and 2 player buttons on the front of the cabinet. So then I can have track and field and Hypersports in one cabinet. But you can see here, this is kind of what it looks like in the cabinet. It has a modern switching power supply. This is like an isolation transformer for the monitor because I have a vintage monitor in here that requires that. But basically, this is a cabinet that was basically gutted because someone converted it to a crappy game, Clax. But it was the original track and field cabinet, so we saved it, and it lives today as a track and field. But on the inside, it had to kind of be JAMMA because that was just the only way to go about getting it to work again. And actually, in the long run, that's going to work out for me because I can get the JAMMA switcher and have both games in here. So anyway, guys, there you have it. Again, thanks for subscribing to my little channel. I release videos. Did you know that I release videos every Sunday? It's true, I do. If you subscribe right now, you'll get like an alert when new videos come out. So go ahead and click that subscribe button. And also, I want to mention, I have a podcast. I've been doing it for about 8 years with my co-host, Michelle Madison, and our newer co-host from Games Radar, Matt Bradford. So go to videogameoutsiders.com and check out our podcast and click that subscribe button there. Our show's on iTunes, it's on Stitcher, it's everywhere. It's on Zoom Marketplace, whatever. If you've got some device that can get podcasts, do a search for Video Game Outsiders. Otherwise, guys, that's it. Take care, and we'll see you next time.